In March last year, President Cyril Ramaphosa announced that the country would enter lockdown to try to curb the spread of coronavirus. A year later, and we've seen schools closing and reopening, people working from home, and many businesses folding. Our reporters, Lindokuhle Xulu in Johannesburg, Ronald Masinda in Cape Town, and Lethiwe Mdluli in Ballito, that's just north of Durban, have been out and about finding out from ordinary citizens how are they doing a year into lockdown. Well, let's start off first in the mother city. We're going to go to Lethiwe first, rather. Let's go to Durban, to Ballito first. Lethiwe, good afternoon this lunchtime. You are in Ballito speaking to a family about their experience with COVID-19 and lockdown. What have you heard? What are they saying? Lethiwe?
Well, yes, Braden, I am in Ballito, and I'm going to be shortly speaking to the GROBLER family. They actually were infected with COVID-19 during the second wave, and we know that today we are marking a year since lockdown was announced. And I'll be speaking to the GROBLER family because the whole family actually was infected with COVID-19, and they will be sharing their experiences. I'm right now joined by RENÈ and FRIK GROBLER. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, RENÈ, I'm going to start with you. You're an essential worker. I just want to know some of the experiences that you've had to deal with since the first lockdown was announced.
Well, since the first lockdown announced, a lot of people couldn't go to work. I had to go to work and continue with my shifts. I'm a healthcare worker, so we did have we were affected with COVID-19 patients, and I had to come home every night. I work night duty. Come home every night and have a shower, every morning, come have a shower in the morning before I greet the house people, and then just hope and pray that I haven't brought anything from work, and try and continue as normal as possible, but also worrying because we didn't understand this disease. We don't know what was waiting for us the next day, and what the most important thing is what you can bring home to your family, and just trying to maintain a little bit of normality.
And at some point you actually did contract the virus?
Yes, we contracted the virus just after the 20th of December last year. So needless to say, we didn't have the best Christmas and New Year. We were stuck inside in the house. And we were actually quite ill. At some point I was also admitted, but I'm just very happy that we came out of that alive, and we had a lot of understanding of this virus, especially with me working and seeing these people a lot. So just happy that everything worked out well. Yeah.
So I'm just going to now come back to FRIK. I know that you are self-employed, and during the first lockdown you were very affected, your business was affected. Can you please just take me through that whole experience?
Yeah, the first few months of the lockdown, we couldn't do anything, and you still have to pay a worker and so on, and we couldn't see how your savings is going down. Your credit cards is getting deep into credit, and yeah, it was very bad. I worked there at home. The first week I painted a room and a bathroom and so on. Yeah, and just keeping busy until we had a chance to go out. But then the laws changed so that we can go out for emergencies. I'm an electrician, so I went to do emergencies and geysers and power problems in people's houses. Yeah, and that kept me going. It was a very small income, but yeah, it kept us going.
Thank you so much, FRIK.
Sure.
So, Braden, that is the GROBLER family. They are just basically sharing how their experiences were since the lockdown. Since today, we are marking the first year since the lockdown commenced last year.
Yeah, that will be at midnight tonight. That year will happen. Let's go to the mother city. Thank you very much, Lethiwe, in Ballito there. Ronald Masinda, we do know, of course, that one of the most vulnerable when it comes to situations like a pandemic would be the elderly. This lunchtime, you find yourself at an old age home in Langa. A year on, as the reflection is going on, what are you hearing there?
Well, even despite the great adversity that many South Africans have endured over the past 12 months, some people are choosing to give back in a positive way. And one of those is Untitled NOBUNTU. She runs this old age home in Kwalanga. Mama, thank you so much for your time. First of all, briefly tell our viewers about your project.
Yeah. eNCA started a frail home in 2013 because the need was clear that though I was running a shelter for homeless people, people were looking for places that couldn't be in a homeless shelter. So I changed and ran a frail home. We've got 35 people that are here, most of which are on diapers, most of which are on wheelchairs. And ours is to look after them 24 hours a day. We've got 2 shifts, a shift of the day and a shift of the night. In spite of not being funded yet by the government, we've tried to sort of make this place good for these people. There was a lot of demands if you are running a frail home. And with the help of an organization called NOBUNTU, we've managed to change this place to suit the government needs. And we are hoping that the government would come forward and help us. Because everybody that is here, standing here in a uniform, it's amazing how they give their time, earning a stipend. Nobody is getting a salary here. And it's so hard because these people have a lot of underlinings. So their meals have got to be very nutritional, which again is a big thing. And the need is still too much. Our waiting list is endless.
Briefly, how has COVID-19 affected you, if at all?
COVID-19 affected us in getting donations from the people that were donating. And that has caused a lot of problems for us because we're getting donations of diapers, donations of food. Being not funded, that has hit us.
Right. Briefly, Makulu, how can people reach you if you need assistance?
People can reach us on email. People can reach us on coming. Most of the people come by word of mouth. They hear from other people that there is a frail home. And we are open to everybody. We don't choose color or... The only thing that is hitting us now is the age. Because if we want to run a frail home, we've got to be looking after 6 and above people. And that is a big problem. We've got people from different ages. And I want to say that clearly, COVID-19 was big in other people, but we thank the Almighty because not even one soul left us because of COVID-19.
Oh, that's great news. Thank you so much, Untitled NOBUNTU. But then also worth mentioning that she's been giving back to this community for well over 30 years. She's also running a creche as well as assisting the homeless here in Kwalanga.
Yeah, and that support and partnership from the likes of ikamva labantu that you mentioned there was very, very important. Thank you very much, Ronald Masinda, that old age home in Langa there. We've been to Durban, in Ballito with Lethiwe, now the mother city with Ronald. Let's come to eGoli, Johannesburg. Lindokuhle, this lunchtime as well, you've been up and about talking to various people. Where do you find yourself at this hour? And what are you hearing 1 year on since the country went under lockdown?
Well, Lepraten, we've been throughout the whole of Johannesburg, just moving around, getting a sense of what is it exactly that people had experienced 1 year into the lockdown. And one of the things that we've been getting is just different stories, how people have been dealing with this particular lockdown. Where we find ourselves now is in Kliptown, in Zone 4, just on the circle that you would come across as you come from places such as Maponya Mall, moving towards Kliptown. But I'm joined here by by a man that is in the business of livestock. And it was actually a key time when President had closed down the country the last time, saying that we are going into lockdown ahead of Easter season. This is where your business thrives. But just take us through, Baba. You will tell us your name and surname. Same question, no introducer. But just tell us your name, surname, and tell us just the key in terms of the time that was lockdown last year.
Thank you very much, Lindokuhle, and the viewers at home. My name is Zoyamile Nosenga. I'm a livestock seller here in Kliptown. Last year, when the COVID started, we had hopes, we had many orders. It was, you must remember, it was pre-Easters. Normally on pre-Easters, we selling plenty of sheep and plenty of goats. But as the president announced the lockdown, he said it was level 5. We thought maybe it was a joke. Maybe it was something that was going to last a month, but it didn't. That's where our business suffered, and we put all the money into the livestock, where we get in the livestock in the farms. We put all our money there, waiting for the good returns, but it didn't happen. It just shattered us. So, Lindokuhle, what I can tell you is it went on and on until level 4. Remember, nobody was allowed to slaughter, and the people even during that time, they were only allowed to buy meat from butcheries. So we had a livestock, and the grazing fields were no more. We were left with this. Some of the things died here. We lost, and we had people to pay. We had to tell them to go and sit home. We'll wait for the president. Then come level 3, at least it was a little bit better. Then we came, we did it. As people come and buy for their funerals, they rely, because as Africans, they believe that if somebody has died, they need to slaughter so that they would make things, yes, those rituals. Yeah. And then they started to do their ancestral functions. Then they came bit by bit, level 2, bit by bit, level 1, until now. Now we're hoping and we're trusting that if we would manage this COVID thing, then everything would be fine. Then everything will be well. Yeah. So that as us small business people, we can recover well. Yeah. As we have lost plenty of clienteles and money. So,
no. Let's not actually make you lose business. Umama ubebuza lana. It's fine, but then, you know, I think business comes first. You can attend to Umama. I think there was something abekafuna kuyibuza. Mom, nangu baba ezokusiza lana. Iya baba ibhizinisi leli. But then it was a comprehensive answer. I'm very happy about that. Just taking us through what they were going through as an industry, saying that it was quite difficult in the first, because you'd remember that they were looking forward to the Easter season, where they invest a lot of money. But one of the things that I wanted to ask Baba very quickly, Baba, since so weird, is to get a sense because now we are moving to the Easter as well. There are talks of this third wave and possible, you know, restrictions that might be put in place. What is your thinking? What are you hoping for when we are moving towards Easter season again?
You know, Lindokuhle, I would love to appeal to all South Africans that they should stick to the rules and regulations of the COVID, so that we can manage this. Because once they don't manage it, it's us, the small businesses, who are suffering. We've got families, we've got people that we need to pay. We've got bills to settle. So all I can say is that, because I've heard the rumors that the National Command has said that they recommend level 2, still is going to be better. That means the number will decrease from 100 to 50 people. Then people can continue with their ceremonies and whatever. So with us, we appealing to you viewers at home that please adhere to the rules and regulations of the COVID for the sake of our economy. The economy is bad, people have lost jobs, nothing but in a hope we're hoping that we would rise again, will come again. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Babazi. We are out of time, but thank you so much for indulging with us and speaking to us. Praten, I think he explained it very well in terms of their hopes, in terms of what they have experienced, and he's just hoping that everyone sticks to what they need to do in order for the many industries that push the economy to actually be able to function and not have these restrictions that put a dent on some of these industries. Praten.
Thank you very much, Lindokuhle Xulu. Then Kliptown in Soweto, Lethiwe Mdluli in Ballito there with the GROBLERs, just north of Durban, and Ronald Masinda there, that old age home in Langa.